Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about the benefits of fear. The benefits of fear. You know, one of my most successful speeches, in addition to doing magic, I'm a speaker. And I have a speech called How to Deliver a Great Speech When You're Too Nervous to Speak. And of all the speeches I do, that is probably the second most popular speech. I spend an hour talking about how to overcome performance anxiety, how to get out there and deliver a speech. For me, it's a constant problem. Way back in the late 80s, early 90s, I gave up on this dream. I was doing very well. I had business coming in. I had referrals coming in. I was doing very well. I was on the verge of going full-time back then. I had enough business to support it, and I ended up bailing out. I ended up giving business away. I was referring business to other performers, and I stopped. And I stopped because I was sick. I was just physically ill with fear. Now, I've since learned coping mechanisms. I've learned how to deal with it. And I'm not going to cover everything in this session. There's another session that I did a while ago addressing some of the other issues. And I'll put that link below so you can take a look. My purpose today is simply to talk about why fear is sometimes a good thing. And I want to get into that. Number one, fear is a good thing because it protects us. What does it protect us from? It protects us from making colossal mistakes. Think about your own performance career. Weren't you more cautious when you were afraid? You thought things through a little bit better. You made some adjustments and changes that once you got at the show made a huge difference, and you were successful, probably because you were afraid. Had you not been afraid, you might not have taken those precautions. You might not have thought those extra steps through. You might not have made those changes that made you successful. Number one, it protects you. Number two, it encourages you to prepare. When you're afraid, one of the best antidotes for fear is preparation, activity. Get out there and get to work. Prepare. Rehearse again, rehearse again, rehearse again. Get it so comfortable. When you're afraid, it gives you the motivation to do what you should be doing anyway. Number one, protection. Number two, preparation. Number three, planning. When you're afraid, you plan better. You think things through. For example, when I have a show to get to, I go ahead and I Google map that thing. I find out exactly where that place is. I do some Google images so I know what it looks like. I plot out my route. I determine exactly how long it takes me to get from here to there. I think about how much time do I need to set up. Now, I generally tell my clients I need an hour to set up. In reality, I need about a half hour to set up. But that extra half an hour gives me a cushion. If I get lost, if there's traffic issues, whatever the issue might be, sometimes I get at the show site and the meeting planner wants to have a discussion with me that goes longer than what was anticipated. You want to build in those cushions. But the planning process, you probably would not plan as well if you weren't afraid. So fear encourages you to plan. Number four, fear makes you alert and aware. Now this is a benefit prior to the show, because prior to the show, you're looking at your outline or your script or whatever it is you work from. You're looking at your outline with new eyes. You're more aware. You're more conscious. And you have in the back of your mind, you know the audience you're going to be working for. You have more details now. And you can think, okay, is this appropriate for those people? So you become much more aware, much more alert. And during performance, that's a real benefit as well. Finally, fear helps you focus and it gives you clarity. Focus and clarity. You know, when you've got that show coming up, that big show, and you're looking at what you do, you're thinking, you know what? You just see things differently. You see things more clearly. You see things in better focus. You're able to make adjustments and tweaks that make the show so much better. So folks, you know, this is the thing. If you ever get to the place where you're saying, gee, I wish I weren't afraid. You know, wouldn't that be nice? I mean, there are gradations in fear. There's moderate fear. There's mild fear. There's intense fear. You don't want to be so afraid that you're paralyzed. You don't want to be so afraid that you walk into the show area and people know that you're afraid. You don't ever want to communicate that. And by the way, this is an aside. The minute you step out of your car at the show location, you are on. Be on. Be the entertainer. Be the one in control. Be happy. Be vibrant. Be joyful. Be glad that you're there and communicate that from the moment you step out of your car. Because let me tell you something, you are being watched and you're being evaluated from that moment, from the moment they lay eyes on you. So you need to be on, you need to be ready, you need to be enthusiastic, you need to be in charge. So folks, the benefits of fear. I hope you've enjoyed this. You know, it's very brief, but it doesn't have to be long. Now, I still see, if you read some of the magic vlogs and blogs that are going on, some of the conversation, this issue about fear comes up quite frequently. Now again, this isn't specifically addressing the fear of public speaking or the fear of performing. That's not exactly what I'm addressing. What I'm trying to say is that there's a benefit, there's a reason you're afraid, and there's a benefit to fear. Thank you so much for joining me. Please comment down below. I love your comments. Please subscribe if you've not done so already. Have a great day. I will see you next time.